It's the light in your eyes and the gate in the right. Such a beautiful night to have dinner in Joburg. You come alive.
Today I'm excited to welcome back Ollie Hayes, who's joined me to chat about his new song, Dinner in Joburg. Ollie, welcome back to Totally Music. Would you like to introduce yourself?
As Tracy just said, my name's Ollie Hayes, and I make alternative pop music, and I'm very happy to be back here on Totally Music, the best
Thank you.
space for independent musicians on the internet.
Thank you. It's good to have you back. So you've just released your new song, Dinner in Joburg. Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, so this song was created in 2023, and it was the title on my phone for a very, very long time. And I kind of, so Dinner in Joburg is the beginning of a much bigger thing. And the bigger thing began out of the idea of just writing and lots of different styles and lots of different things. And I kind of put together an album worth of stuff. And I was listening to it. It's like, oh, it needs something. It needs something else. I don't know what. And I had the first bit of the song, the kind of intro-y bit, and the first verse in like demo format. And I just kind of was like, okay, finish the song, just finish the whole thing. And that's what I went to do, finish the song. And that's basically how it came about. It was the demo. The first verse is the demo vocals still, because I couldn't beat it, and everything after that was the actual vocals that were re-recorded on the after. Basically it started off as this demo, and I got the take was really, I was happy with it, and I just had the first verse. Then I finished the whole music of the song, did the lyrics, and then did the vocals. So from verse 2 onwards is new, and the first verse is still the demo vocals.
Nice. So what was the inspiration behind the song?
So I went to South Africa a couple of years ago, and I had dinner with a kind of group of people, and they all knew each other really well and had known each other for large parts of one another's lives. And it was just amazing. It was so lovely, like seeing people that are that close get back together. And like as people get older, you may see your friends less often, and that kind of thing that you have with your friends, with your real friends, where you can kind of just pick up where you left off. It's like no time has passed. I really only have that with like maybe one or two people, and it's a song set in Johannesburg and set in where I actually had dinner, but what it's about is more about that. It's about like that connection with your friends, and yeah, that is what it's about.
How did you approach the songwriting?
So how I actually approached it was well, usually when I hit a piano, I usually go for like the same areas of chords, and this one is no different. But that kind of that held note and changing the chords in the other hand was something I had pre-COVID, because it's just like running up kind of like a little, I don't know, it's like the first, the second, and then the like third. I think it goes up in the right hand, and the other one just stays on the thing. And there's a song that I really liked by Oasis. It was actually one of the first songs I ever did live, called Lila, and the bass line is just like one note. So that was kind of where that came from. And then the other element of it was like so I did a bit of writing with a few different people, and since I'd last put music out, which is also obviously the Christmas stuff, I've been exposed to lots of different music. You know, the lemon sherbet stuff, obviously. I've been exposed to quite a lot of that, and that kind of melody being less like just it goes to here, then it goes to here, then it goes to here again. That goes like is kind of an idea that I had always created songs where it had to kind of da 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 da, and this one was really conscious, like sing it and then make everything else fit that. So that's what I did with the songwriting of this. Like it was very melody driven, and I tried to put more difficult chords and I tried to make it different, you know, like the so the last thing I put out for people that have never seen this before, never heard me before, was like a little Christmas EP. And what I tried to do on that was like break myself into slightly more interesting chord patterns and time signatures and things. And this is kind of like the graduation of that idea, this song. So yeah, basically throw everything I had at it and then kind of make everything fit after that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what are your favourite set of lyrics from the song, and why?
Um so I actually got a message with a video, a message from a video guy that I'm working with about the song. And his, to quote him, his name, he said that these lyrics were cold to get in the alfresco dining into a song. And I think actually, really, there's a couple of ones that I really like in this one. But the alfresco dining, the street from Peru, 2 years and more to get through. The best little gang bring the best out of you. That is the whole song, really. In that verse, that is what happened. It's in this place called Monte Cassino in Johannesburg, was where I had dinner, and it's like outdoors, indoors. And so I kind of went down this thing to, it's like I think it was a Mexican restaurant, but the way it was like the architecture was modeled on a street from Peru. So I would say that, and also mango is not the fruit. Mango is the name of one of the people at the table. He's a fantastic saxophonist as well, and so mango and wine and Zulu, because he was trying to teach me how to say stuff in Zulu and order things in Zulu to the waiter, and I was terrible at it. So I don't know, maybe those it's really a toss up between those two verses, because they are exactly, they make it sound way more interesting, I think, than it actually was. That is exactly what happened. There's no writer's what do you call it, poetic license in it.
Yeah.
All of those things happened, but just the melody makes it sound much more interesting, I think.
So what do you feel you've learned from the creation of the song that will help you in the future?
How I think like how to not just do the melody as like you have a verse melody, you have a chorus melody, you have a verse melody. Like it can be this kind of, and it doesn't have to be verse, chorus, verse. It can have all these different bits and stuff. I could be wrong. I think this is like this, maybe the second guitar solo I've ever put in a song that's been released. I could be wrong. Maybe third. I don't know. I can't remember any of them anymore. But so things like that, like not being afraid, because there was a point where it's like it has to have a break and it has to get to the chorus. And there was also a point just pre writing this set of songs and this song where music had got to where it was like you needed a single to be 2 minutes and 10 seconds. That was the sweet spot. And I feel like talking now, it's gone a bit further back to how it used to be. And I think what I would say I've learned from this, in my very long-winded way of saying it, is to just not be afraid to do what you have with the material you have, because it's either going to be something you like or it's not, rather than trying to make something that you think is going to be the perfect thing, because it very rarely is.
I like that. So, how did you come up with the artwork for the song?
So a bit of a panic as much as anything. So I was a bit stuck for ideas, really, because I didn't take any photos when I had the dinner, and I haven't been back to South Africa since for a photo shoot for it. So I was a bit stuck with it. And then I was talking to one of my lemon sherbet, lemon sherbet bandmates, and kind of I had titles for the collection I was doing, and one of them, which it isn't this anymore, but one of them was going to be called Sketches, because they were really sketches, and then I was going to fill them in. And initially it was just going to be an acoustic record. There was going to be nothing more on it. And I took that and kind of decided, well, everything on it. So the process for everything was like, it's written first. It's not so on my album Before the Dream, quite a lot of the songs were like produced and then words done over the top. Whereas this one was like consciously, like it was me and a guitar, and then I'd build it up from that, or it was me and the piano, and I would like be just singing and just playing the thing while singing it. So that kind of idea of everything being like there and everything was like handwritten, the lyrics and things, was kind of like, okay, well, I'll do it like the initial thing, like the sketch pad thing, like, and the polythene fountain, I think, is quite a funny lyric. I think it's a funny thing, particularly when the last thing, if anyone's a fan of my music and has followed it from the start, the last thing that you will have heard me say on a record was, I'll wait forever in the snow. Like, so from that to then go, let's talk about fountains and architecture. Like, I think that's quite a funny little jump. So I thought, like, it's a bit like, I don't know what the word is, but basically I wanted it to be a bit of a shock. So I thought the artwork would also confuse as well, because it's like, what's that got to do with Dinner and Joburg? You know, until you've heard it. And
Yeah.
obviously we're filming this after it's come out.
Yeah.
But like, if the first thing you saw was like, I have music out, it's a fountain, and it's Dinner in Joburg, what's the significance? I always used to like that in like finding that in certain songs, like, what has that got to do with that? And they make it work. So a long-winded way of saying it was hand drawn because the initial title was going to be Sketches, and the reason it's a fountain is because I wanted it to be slightly jarring.
So, what do you hope the listeners will take away from the song?
I hope people will listen to it and want to go out for dinner with their friends, I think,
Like that.
or at least like go and send them a message and see if they want to hang out, because that's really all it was. Like, the title was before the rest of the song, but it was all written off like a, oh wow, you guys get on so well. And I know for a fact that they hadn't been together as that group for a long time. And it was like, oh yeah, cool. And also the company that I was in, I was like, I have really, really great friends, but I don't have friends like that group.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite put my finger on it. So I want people to take away, basically thinking it's a wonderful song, and they want to listen to it loads of times, and then basically go and message all their friends and tell them how wonderful they are.
Yeah, I like that. Good.
Good.
So over the past few months, you've been doing weekly Sunday sunset sessions, which have been doing amazingly well. How do you feel that's impacted the song and why? Like what you've learned from it?
I think that's in fact, well, truthfully, the sessions were after the song was done. Um, the sessions really began as just a means to be consistent, because okay, with like the odd week or so, and obviously there was more going on around Christmas, but it's meant that I've posted something every week since June without really doing a lot. Um, like obviously because I've been working on the other on my album, on this new album. I haven't been doing a lot of other stuff, but I've still been around essentially, and I spoke to I think it was Rob, as actually Chasing Deer, a while ago, and it was kind of about like saying how, oh, we wish you'd just started and see where we'd be, kind of thing. Like with, I can't remember what it was to do with, but say for example it was a YouTube channel. Well, I kind of was like, well, let's see, let's actually be consistent, let's do all these things. And you know, there are other things that come off that. You know, I've got work, I've been offered gigs and stuff through Sunday sessions, and um like I'm releasing an album that is, certainly the core of it is very acoustic. So I basically have a TV channel that, people, and that's the bit that's really humbling and really lovely, is like I get messages from people saying they're waiting for it every week, and it's, there's people in Spain that watch it, there's people in New Zealand that watch it. I get a lot of people that watch from America as well. Like that's a really lovely, thing. But the spec sessions are great. I love doing them, and I'm going to keep doing them for as long as people keep watching.
Well, I enjoy watching them.
Glad. I'm glad. I've got more of your requests lined up. Don't worry.
So what's one message you'd like to give to people that have been following your music?
Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience. I know it's been a long time since I've put anything out. Um, I didn't think it was going to take this long to put something out. It's just has happened. Uh, Obviously, really the Christmas EP was me putting stuff out, but the last time I kind of felt like, okay, I'm putting out music was with The Dream. That was the end of 2021, so it's been a while. But had Christmassy out in 2022, and last year there was Diamonds in the Rafters, which I co-wrote with Chasing Deer, and uh More Affordable Lemons with the lemon sherbets that came out last year. So I have still put stuff out, just not with my name on the top of it. So yeah, basically I just want to say thank you, and I really hope that you're gonna enjoy this next record. I think it's a record that people, the way that or people that follow my music will have interacted with me most is probably through the internet, and it's much more of a like tamer record. I think it's not something that I'm gonna necessarily go out and tour relentlessly. It's very kind of like kind of listen to yourself kind of thing. But I think that's nice as well, because it means the stuff that I have ready to come after will be wow. So
So finally, what's next for you?
what's next for me? So I have a gig supporting India Arkin on the 2nd of April at the Chapel in Notts. Then I will have more music coming out in April. I'll have something really special and really close to my heart coming out in April. And that's going to follow through till May, but I really want to put something else out in May as well. So there's that, and then we're going to keep going, and then there will definitely be an album coming out very, very soon-ish. It'll be out probably summer-ish because there's other stuff with it as well. So yes, and then who knows? Maybe I will go out and play it live at some point. But yes, now is a good time to be a fan of my music because you're going to have a lot more of it coming out in the next couple of months.
Looking forward to it.
I'm glad to hear it.
So, a massive thank you to Ollie for joining me on Totally Music. If anyone would like to check out Ollie's music, I'll leave all the links in the description below for you. But thank you.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Thank you very much.
It's the light in your eyes and the key